Hello, hello. Thank you all for registering for my hair braiding class today. I'm so excited about this class. I appreciate you and thank you for allowing me to be able to help you and teach you with your hair braiding skills. And so I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Veronica Lewis of Hair Prophecy Braiding Suite and Hair and Wig Salon. And so I want to just share with you all a little bit about how I got started braiding. I've been braiding now for over 30 years. I first got started when I was about 12 years old, and my mother sent us to go and get our hair braided. And while there, I said, "Ooh, I like this. This is something interesting. I think I can do this." And so I went home and I asked my mom, I said, "Mom, please buy me some braiding hair." And she bought me a pack of braiding hair. So I grabbed all my baby dolls, all my Barbie dolls, anything that had hair, and I just started practicing. And the rest is history. I practiced and practiced until I learned the skill of hair braiding. And so that's what it's going to take for you to learn. Practice makes better. You just have to continue on. Don't give up. It may take some time. It just depends on whether or not you have a gift of hair braiding or whether or not you're learning a skill. Sometimes it just takes a little longer than others, but that's okay. Don't give up. And so this class is going to teach you the basics of hair braiding, learning how to add extensions, learning how to do cornrows, anything that would help you if you want to learn for personal reasons or if you want to learn to work part-time braiding hair, you want to braid your friend's hair, make a little money, or if you would like to build a hair braiding business. Either way it goes, you're going to learn the skill, and I'll show you how, okay? So really quick, before we go ahead and get started, I'll just go ahead and name a few of the braid styles that are pretty popular and things that I have learned and that I do still currently do now. So you have your box braids, you have your individual braids, you have your twist, you have your passion twist, you have kinky twist, you have your crochet braids. Crochet braids can come in different forms. You have the loose hair, and then you also have the crochet braids or crochet twists or crochet faux locks. Then you have regular faux locks. You have butterfly locks. You have goddess locks. Those are the when you have the curly pieces that come out of the braids or the locks or the twist. You also have, oh, it's just so many types of braids. Anyway, I can't think of any more right now, but we'll go through them as we go through the class. And we'll also talk about what you want to learn personally, what braiding skills you want to learn. And so just know that even after this class, I'll be available by phone or by video call if you ever need help. You know, you're somewhere and you're doing something and you need a little help, just call me or text me, call me on video chat, and I'll be there to help you, all right? So anyway, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into this class. Please feel free to ask questions. This is a, what you call a class where you can just ask questions. It would be free to ask questions because I want you to learn this skill. If you learn this skill, you'll never be broke. You'll always be able to make a little extra money on the side. All right, so I will see you all in class. So to get started, you're going to need braiding hair, scissors, a comb, clips, and some edge controller gel, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a box braid, a medium-sized box braid, and just parting it out here. It can be this size or it can be a little smaller, okay? Then you take your clip and clip the rest of the hair away. All right, then you take some of your gel and then you put it around the base of the hair. You can use edge control or some people use gel, whichever your preference is, and then kind of smooth it out. And so what I'm going to be showing you is 4 different types of ways to grip the hair. And the first way you'll see demonstrated here, you separate the hair into 2 pieces. and then you do a crisscross with the hair as to create a type of T, like the letter T. And so what you're doing is you have your 3 pieces of hair to braid with. Then you separate the client's hair in half. You're going to use one side of the T for the right side, the other side for the left, and then the piece in the middle will be your 3rd piece. And you just kind of wrap it around the hair. Try to pull the braiding hair to get as close to the scalp as possible. And then you just braid down. So this is the second way to grip the hair. This time you're not going to split the hair in half, but you're going to use one side for one piece, other side for the other, and you're going to use the client's hair for the 3rd piece. And so you just grip the client's hair, wrap it around into the braid, and then you just braid down. So here we are now with the 3rd way to grip the hair. You take a small black rubber band, and I would dip the rubber band in maybe like some oil or something as to kind of protect the client's hair. And then you just take it and wrap it around the piece of hair, the client's hair. Then you're going to split the braiding hair into 2 pieces, okay, to 2 pieces. Then you take your crochet needle, because you're going to crochet the hair through across. You take one of the pieces and pull it through, but you only pull through one side. Take the second piece of braiding hair. You can go up under or on over the top. Pull the hair through, only one side. And then you've created kind of like a crisscross, okay? Then you take the middle 2 pieces as to form one piece, and then the outside pieces as the 2nd and 3rd piece. Now you just have to make sure that when you're doing this method, be careful to make sure that the rubber band is covered, because as you can see right there, you can still kind of visible. So actually I'm gonna redo this braid, okay? So I also need to add that before you start braiding, to take the client's hair and kind of pull it up, separate it and kind of get it close to the base as possible, without, of course, too tight, but just enough to grip it a little better. And then you saw I took 2 pieces around. I'm going to try it again. So you kind of have to just play with the pieces until you can. Nope, y'all, we're going to try it again. Okay, I finally got it that time, y'all. The purpose is you just want to make sure that you cover that rubber band. So now we're going off into the 4th way. This way we don't use a rubber band, but you just put like a small braid at the base of the hair. And you don't braid all the way down, just maybe about 5 or 6 times down. Then you split the hair again, the braiding hair. Take your crochet needle, and you're going to do the same thing that you just did with the 3rd method, except you're not using a rubber band, because sometimes, as y'all saw, that rubber band get a little hard to try to conceal. Take it through one side, and then you take it up under or over. Pull one side through. And you do the same thing. You use 2 pieces, and then you use the middle braid piece as the 3rd piece, and then you just take everything and just braid it down. So the key to this is just making sure that the base is as close as possible and that your braid is flush and neat as possible. So right here I did the same method with the third piece as the client's hair. And this time I'm showing you how to do a twist. After you braid down a couple times, how to split the hair into two pieces instead of three and create a twist. And we'll also go over this in class. I know it may be a little hard to see what I did here, but I'll show you while we're in class. And so now I'm going to go and show you how to do a knotless braid, like a medium-sized knotless braids. So you split the hair into maybe about 4 smaller pieces, sometimes 5, just depends on how big you want the knotless braid to get. Before medium size, I usually use 4 to 5 pieces, okay? So you start off with the client's hair and you just braid it down maybe about 1 to 2 times. Then you take one of the smaller pieces, tuck it under, grip it with the first finger of the hair that you're holding, Then you're going to grab all of that together and go down for a second time. Keep braiding down. Then you take your second piece of hair, tuck it under, grab all of that hair. Then you braid down for a third time, and this time you're going to grab the third piece of smaller pieces of hair, tuck it under, fold it over, grab all of the hair, and continue going down. At this point, I go down maybe about another 4 or 5 times before I grab that fourth piece. Okay, and this time you kind of same thing, tuck it under, grab it under, and then you just continue to braid down. Okay, and you see at the base you don't have any braiding hair. You have the client's hair at the base, and then you have the rest of the hair going down. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a cornrow. And with cornrows, it's kind of tricky, especially when you're going from front to back. You have to make sure that you angle the part smaller in the back, because you know from one side of your nape to the other side is shorter than the crown of the top of your head from ear to ear. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, you split the hair into maybe about 4 or 5 pieces as well. Again, you start off the braid, and you're going to do that tucking method again. But this time, as you're cornrowing, you also pick up the hair that's underneath on the client's scalp. You know, you as you're braiding, you grab more hair that's underneath to include that hair in the braid as well. Let me turn the camera a little bit so you can see it better. Take the third piece, tuck it under, same tucking method, grab all the hair, and just continue braiding down. And as you're braiding down, you just have to try to make sure that the hair at the end doesn't get detangled, because sometimes it gets detangled down at the end. Fourth piece, tuck it under, grip all the hair, and as you notice, the cornrow is getting thicker. These are actually called feed-in braids. You can do these bigger, you can do them smaller. It just depends on how much hair you want to include. Okay, and you just braid it all the way down to the end. So I used about 4 pieces to make this, I would say, like a medium-sized feed-in braid. All right. Okay, now it's time for some hands-on practice. Grab your mannequin heads and let's go.